Damn, Jacob, this shit.
Welcome everyone back to the ISC International Sister Circle Sunday show. Thank you for joining us once again. If you are new to this channel, you're new to the show, please go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the Black Eyes TV 7 channel for more updates, notifications. There's so much going on within this channel on a weekly basis. So to keep up to date, go ahead, subscribe, send this video to a sister who might find this interesting, an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, a healer. You just send it to every female that you know that might find it interesting. My name's Jaisha. I am one of the facilitators and part of the leadership team within the ISC. And if you would like to know more about what we do, please go ahead and check us out on our website, which is www.internationalsistercircle.com. You can also check us out on Instagram, which is at International Sister Circle, but also on Facebook. So hi to our Facebook family if you're watching over there as well. That is also International Sister Circle. And yeah, you can catch us right here every single Sunday at 3 p.m. We have different beautiful queens come on, talk to us about all different subjects and how we can empower and stand up for one another and enlighten ourselves. So who doesn't want that? So I'll let the rest of the beautiful queens introduce themselves as well, and then we will get into who our special guest is for today. Who have we got with us today? Kaya. Hey, Kaya.
Sorry. Peace, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Kaya French. I am part of the International Sister Circle, all the way from Detroit, Michigan. I am also an astronumerical analyst. I study the science of astrology and numerology. Combine them together, give you a reading based off your birthday.
Yeah, love it.
Hi guys. Hi Queen.
Hey.
My name, people call me Nakima. I work in mental health as a cognitive behavioral therapist, and I'm quite honored to be part of the International Sister Circle, based in Birmingham, the UK. And I'm so excited.
Hi, my name is Renisha, and I'm from Florida. And I am so excited to be here today and to be part of the International Sister Circle. And what we do here is we have a not-for-profit where we assist people with finding their basically finding themselves and helping them, with social services and stuff like that, just to make a better life for themselves.
Nice.
Beautiful. Thank you, beautiful ladies. Um, just a bit of background about the ISC. So, I know that for those of you who do watch us on a weekly basis, and if you are new, ISC is an establishment where we actually have a group of women that come together, business women, healers, as Kaya said, astrologers, um, people into holistic health, and we have sister circles. And we also have events. Obviously, due to the pandemic, we've had to change those events. But our whole mission is to bring sister circles together from around the world. And that's the reason why you see beautiful queens on here that are from all over the world. And this is just a portion of the women that are within the establishment and the women that we work with. Um, and I'm so blessed and humbled from the sisterhood that we have, um, and the amount of talent and the amount of knowledge that we have within the group is phenomenal. Like, there isn't anything that if you don't need help with or you need to know more about, we have every single woman who does something within the establishment. So, yeah, we're also, I would say, endorse our Queen Mother by Queen Afua, and also Her Royal Highness Queen Diambi as well. So, we also work with those beautiful queens, and our purpose is to just empower women, lift up women, to lift up men, to lift up children, to build our community, um, and be stronger. So, again, if you want to know more about what we do, go over to our website, internationalsistercircle.com. So, we have our special guest with us today. Her name is Lisa Marie. And what I'm going to let her do is introduce herself and tell us a little bit more about what she does. You're on mute, Queen.
Okay, peace
There we
and
go.
blessings. How are you, beautiful? You
Why?
are amazing. I love your spirit. I love your energy. I love your soothing nature. I want to share that with you. And I just
Thank
wanted to
you.
tell you that I feel your beautiful energy. You know what? It's a life is the great mystery, never what it seems to be, because I didn't even know I was the special guest. Terry, Mr. Riggs, yeah, hey, Terry, Mr. Riggs told me to come and show up, and so I did, and I was going to be prepared for whatever the universe was going to give. I heard I was with other Black women that were phenomenal, and that was enough for me. So, but my name is Lisa Marie Goodson. I am the founder of the Blackberry Beauty Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. It went from ancient African wisdom, from ancient African healing. And so we went through all these kind of little, evolutions in my company. But we've been online for 11 years, and I've been doing the work of healer, also a student of Queen Afua, Sacred Woman, the whole school of thought. I am in Ghana, West Africa. I have been here for 6 months. The pandemic, I was here to visit for 2 weeks. Had a whole life in the United States. Borders closed, and I decided not to get on those rescue planes because I was not in trouble. I was in the right place. I left everything. I didn't go back. I had friends move me out. I gave up my car. So I am in Ghana, West Africa, as they say, living my best life, conducting my business and enjoying myself in every way. And so, yeah, some would say holistic healer, healer. I get a little nervous about that word, but I'm definitely right. I'm definitely an uplifter, inspiration that I get and receive. I share with others. And I love Black women. I love being in the field of Black women. I love being around other Black women. I love the genius of Black women. And so I'm so glad to be here and be the special guest. Okay, surprise. Yeah.
Might I say,
We love
Lisa,
you too, Queen.
yeah, we are loving those colors in your background.
Oh, thank
Beautiful.
you. Oh, I should probably say I have 2 YouTube channels. One is Blackberry Beauty Academy. The other one is Afrocentric Home Decor and Style. So I do this. I style, I design beds, furniture, clothes, anything. And I found all of that, yeah, just taking it to another level in Ghana. And long story, we'll talk about that later in the thing. But thank you. The colors make me so happy. I love
Go.
see, I need color in my life. So thank you so much for noticing. Hey.
And as well, Renisha, I'm loving your head wrap today as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No problem.
Kima, I love your hair.
Thank you, Queen.
All the
Thank
queens
you.
are just radiant today. Everyone is just
We do.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
how can we not be? We are Black queens, so we cannot be
Okay.
anything else but beautiful. So
That's right.
thank you, beautiful queens, for coming on. So let's get into a little bit more about your company, Lisa. So I know that you said it's been online for 11 years.
Right.
And let's dive deeper into a little bit more about what you do and what your establishment does and how you've had that transition from leaving USA to now residing in Ghana. What I love, just before you do start, is that the universe, everything in the universe, divine timing, because imagine if that had not happened, the pandemic had not happened,
That's
you
right.
would have went back home.
That's
And
right.
your purpose is to be there, obviously, because that's
Yes.
what happened, that's what's intended to be. So talk to us about your company, and
Yeah.
then we'll come into your transition from how it's been the
Sure.
last 6 months.
I would love to. And so let me say something that's actually quite important to me. And I think I need other people to know because I think it makes the story more fuller and even more relatable on some levels and maybe crazy on others. But when I visited Ghana, I had a 2 week ticket. I was going to come to Ghana for 2 weeks, first time ever on the continent, go home for 10 days to the States, meet up with my best friend, and go to Morocco. The third day I got here on March 9th. I think they closed the borders on between the 13th and the 14th of March. I got here on March 9th. On March 10th, I knew I was never going back. I just didn't tell anybody because I knew that the people around me would think, what do you mean you're not going back?
They were trying to talk you out of it.
They were going to try to talk me out of it. And I knew that I didn't even understand it. I didn't even think about that. I literally, I like to say to people, like my tea kettle, I mean, the fire was off, but it was still on the stove. I mean, my family pictures were still on the wall. My personal, keep me happy while my man ain't around was still in the nightstand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it was a real life, okay? It wasn't like I had 2 weeks of clothes, 2 suitcases, and one was filled with clothes that I was bringing because the family that was hosting me told me to bring for the Ghanaians. So I had one suitcase full of whatever I had in there was it. So I had every intention of going back home, so to speak. I want to also put in that I did not say I was coming to Ghana to stay forever. I don't know if I thought I would live in Ghana. I definitely want to visit the continent. I didn't. So this is when I say ancestral. And if you ask me what I do and how my company was even established, it was the ancestors. And I've been following them ever since. So it was about, I came with a companion, a sister, And she had the travel agency we used was a brother that was Ghanaian, and we stayed basically with his family. And so it was about the fourth day when I woke up in this hotel called Hotel Nicolese, and it was, of course, I mean, it's so funny to say black owned when you live in Ghana, because that's such a diaspora, and let's say a U.S. type of even term, right? So much change and so much conversations you don't have. You don't have a conversation on where's the black on black love. You don't have the conversations on buy black. I mean, it's so that was a reality that I was starting to feel. So by the fourth day, my question to me was, how does one come to Ghana, Africa in general, but Ghana, and go and take it as a vacation and go home? And because I could not answer how I could do that, I told the family, the friends, that I was staying. And they said, no, you can't stay. I'm staying. Then the border closed. And then it was like either you leave. There was a chance for us to get out, so to speak, and I was not willing to do that. The State Department sent planes. If you remember in the beginning, they sent at least two that we all could get on if we wanted to, and others did, and I stayed. And the sister I was with, she stayed as well. So it was all ancestral. I had to figure out then, how do I move out of an apartment that I still live in? How do I move out of a car that I have payments? And how do I leave without being there? And the ancestors came through. A good friend of mine packed up the bags and all the boxes and my stuff. The second friend actually moved the stuff out. It was miraculous. I gave the car back. I called them, hey, do what you got to do. I know I'm owed money. I'm probably going to be whatever. I mean, I was willing to let it all go because something deeper was calling me. I designed the bed, the nightstand. I designed all the stuff, and I've never designed in my life before. I sketched everything, and I've never sketched in my life before. One thing, I had the Afrocentric home decor. I love style. I love Afrocentricity. So I had an eye, but designing my own clothes, furniture, kitchenware, dishes, never happened. That is the beauty of Africa. That is the beauty of being called. I heard the call, and it was so crystal clear. As a matter of fact, everything has been crystal clear since I came home. And that's how I have to look at it, that we don't have as many difficulties that we think we have in the States. We over contemplate. We don't move. We're not listening in spirit. We can't hear it. We don't even know when it shows up and says, here I am. And we think it's natural, that it's supposed to be hard and it's supposed to be contemplative. And what I realized getting here is obviously not, because I don't know how this happened. And I try not to think about it too hard. I just keep rolling with it. Keep rolling with it. So my company that's what I teach women. But this is the thing. For 11 years, I've been on YouTube. For 11 years, I've been teaching women how to listen, how to follow. And so I feel like in 11 years, I did enough each time to take me to a new place. I'm just talking about mentally, physically, spiritually, on some levels, metaphorically, metaphysically, where it just opened me up to another place. And I took that, and some things I didn't do. I fell, so-called, a lot, but there's really no falling. It's all part of it. But it was when I think I prepared myself enough that when I got to Ghana and the voice was so loud, because the ancestors were speaking from the Cape Coast, they were speaking from Elmina, they were speaking from those dungeons, was so loud that I could not deny it. So deep that the sister that was traveling with me has a restaurant back in the States, has her home, a house that she owns in the States. She turned around to the family and said, it took about 4 more days, I'm staying too. And we never went back. So I help other women listen to that voice and move forward. And would I advise people to do it the way I did it? Only if your spirit calls you to. I'm good for the research. I'm good for preparing. I think all of that is important, but will I not tell you that to go against your spirit? I think if your spirit says it and you listening, it's okay. So I don't regret a moment. There's things that people don't you miss I don't even remember all the things that I had in the house. I know it was beautiful because I did a lot of designing in there. I know that. I know I bought some stuff because I traveled about 5 countries before I got to Ghana because I got divorced. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to live my life, okay? I am 53 years old. I'm going to do it my way. And so I started I started going to Dominican Republic, Colombia, Trinidad, Tobago, a place called Sapelo Island, all in 2019, looking for the African presence. And it wasn't until I got to Ghana that I wasn't looking for the African presence. I was looking for Africa. And I was looking for the African. But I needed to travel that sometimes frustrating, sometimes hard, sometimes, I won't say dangerous, but solo woman traveling by herself, stories on that all by itself. But it was the preparation that when I got to Ghana, it was the only place I ever felt in my life where, how do you come here and not stay? How can you just have a vacation? And so my work is my life and my life is my work. So I didn't skip a beat, still doing the YouTube, still doing the classes, and now just adding to my website the boutique of all the stuff that I've created. So that's the story.
I think that's beautiful. I just even listening to the story, like, just give me goosebumps, because how fearless and how strong you have to be to leave your whole life. That's what you did in order to start this new life, but where you should have been in the first place, with the mother in the motherland. And even with the work that you do, how you are such a great example of following what Spirit says. Like, that there is no better example than what you've literally done. So I thought, like, that's so beautiful, and that's so empowering to other women. And as Lisa said, she never even visited. You never visited there before. Like,
Never
crazy.
been on the continent. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And at 53 years old, this is where they tell you life is over. You're supposed to chill out, go retire. You don't just take these big chances. And I know anybody can do it because I did it. And if I'm inspiration for that, then I'm all about that. I want you to be inspired by what I do, and hopefully what I continue to do. Because the way I figure, there's more to come. It has to be. I'm ready now. I'm wide open. I was not ever this open. As open as I thought I was, I realized I wasn't. But it was enough to get me to the next stop and the next place. And that's something I want to tell the ladies. You are fully prepared for everything you want. You are fully prepared for everywhere you're going. You are fully prepared. It's not the miraculous steps. It's actually the steps that you know you're not where you used to be. Just that next step that make you know, oh, I'm not where I used to be. This is a little bit different. And then the next, and that's, I feel like, what got me to take the so-called leap. It wasn't in one swoop. It wasn't in one bound. It was, now it's popping. Now it's just, forget it. I don't know where fear is at this point, because I probably did what most would call the most fearful thing you can do. I have a daughter. She's 24, but she is my baby. I love her. She's in the United States. So I've done the most fearful thing that I think I could do. And I've heard about being at a place where when you've done the most fearful thing you think you could never do, that fear in its own way, it lessens. I don't even know fear. I mean, when I say I don't know it as an expression. I don't know it as an acronym anymore. I don't know that, because I realize that they say feel the fear and do it anyway. Well, I'm past the feeling, because I felt it a lot in my life, believe me. I'm past that. And I think that's that, with that extra existentialism, with that extra, that when you move past what is physical and you move really into beyond what is metaphysical, beyond the spirit, and you're living on this realm of the ancestors, in the sense of the ancestors, the ascended masters, a higher realm where now they are so in front of you, you ain't looking to make sure they ain't back of you anymore. You already know that they took you. You already know that they got you. So you don't even worry. People would say, well, what do you do daily to stay spiritually grounded? What do you do to manifest what you want? Not half of what I used to do before. I used to get up at 4 a.m. I was in the Queen of Food School, okay? I went to the Gateway 3 times. I was vegan, raw vegan, all the other stuff, still vegan. But I'm saying I did so much. And now what I do, I wake up and live. I'm doing the thing. I'm not waiting for it. I'm not healing myself into wellness so then I can receive. The receiving is happening right now. That's another place. that I've never been, that you mean there's a place where you're supposed to just wake up, and for that day, everything that you're supposed to do, you do, and you enjoy every single moment of it, and you go to sleep at night doing this next thing the next day. Another place, another place. And I have to share it because I think we all have the potential of being there. And we all have been there in different aspects at different times.
Definitely. So just to speak on a little bit more what you do in terms of, you said, teaching people how to hear spirit, how to listen to it.
Yes.
What kind of process or what do you take them through in order to get them to that place?
Yeah, it's good. So I have online classes, and sometimes I'll do 2-hour master classes on specific topics that the ladies themselves will ask me about. That's where most of my topics come from. It comes from y'all, us, you know. And then I also have 21-day intensives. And so basically, let's just say, I'll give you an example. It's a little bit easier. The last 21-day intensive, where we meet on weekends through Zoom, and we actually have each weekend we have a specific topic. So the last 21-day intensive was called "Are You Listening?" And the new one that we're in now is healing our attraction to toxic masculinity, whether it shows up in male form or female form. And so, but through it, what it is it's a journey, because I'm in the classes too. See, the classes, when I get the title, I don't even know what the next step is going to be. I literally go, this is the title of the next 21-day intensive. I don't be knowing what we're going to talk about. I don't have no outline, no course. I just know Spirit gave it to me, and I know that that's what I need to heal, or I need to look at, or I need my next step. So I just go with it.
Yeah.
And then the curriculum will come, the course title, or what we're going to do each weekend. So I take them through it's various things. I have a topic that the ancestors give me sometimes that morning. And I don't write anything down. I allow Spirit to channel through me. And what I do is I allow the ladies. So today, I'll give you an example. I just came off a session. So this is what a session can look like for me. With me, I came off a session. It was supposed to be an hour, but it was 2 hours because that's what we do. And we were talking today about toxic masculinity showing up in a female, in a sense, form. And do you respond differently? Is that something that looks different to you? Have you ever experienced that? And what is that? And so we have the ladies last week, we had the ladies just let loose. They were mad. They were tired, sick and tired. They were tired of meeting these, you know how we women, when we talk about ourselves about men folk, it's a little bit different than when we on this little screen right here. So we're going to be respectful. But it was real. It was allowing them to get it out, say what hurt them, why it hurt them, when it hurt them. No more. We ain't going to do it. It was actually empowering. So I knew today, that was yesterday, I knew today we had to look at it. And this one was called Don't Throw the Baby Out with the Bathwater. And what we looked at is, we was mad and they did this and they did that and they did this. But what part of that did they give us, or what part of that was kind of really good? And how did we want all of it, instead of saying, I could relate to another human being and only relate to them on their higher self and mind, and that's enough. So by the end of the 21 days, even though we meet 6 times during a month, by the end, we've come to a better place. We're not just, now we're ready to live a better life. As the weeks progress, we see changes in our lives. I told them today about a friend who I thought that I was inspiring, and he gave me back my own inspirational words, and it sounded so different. I thought it was a lost cause. I was going to throw the whole baby in the bathwater out with that one. And it wound up being that it was just the bathwater because the baby wasn't too bad, and that he actually came and became a better person. That's what the courses do. You change that day. Something in your life or something in your mind clicks that day. That's what my healing to me is about. I don't want us to think suffer, breakthrough. Then suffer, breakthrough. That's not living. That's not life. And that's not even fun. And the Creator put us here to have a glorious, amazing life right now, today, every moment. So healing is fun to me. I only do this and been doing this for 20 years. only 11 online. I worked in the Oakland Unified School Districts in California. I brought my healing work through arts and worked in the prison system. So 20 years in total, 11 years on YouTube. And I was in that school where I'm wrong. My womb is wrong. The wombs of all my ancestors are wrong. Nothing wrong with that school of thought except that what if our ancestors gave us something else? What if they gave us resilience and perseverance and spiritual knowledge to see? I feel like yes, maybe the womb, yes, I agree with that because I was in the school and I love still that school. But when I started actually looking at things from I'm not going to say a higher perspective, but I needed it to be a little higher because I was feeling wrong. I was feeling too broken. I was feeling like I had to do so much to finally be whole. And I just kept thinking, I think that's a step, but I think there's another way. So I feel like I'm bringing to the healing space the idea that healing is fun. Healing is exciting. Don't y'all love, like that example, don't you love that in the morning when you now take that bath, that it's kind of for you? It's like that sacred space. Or when you make that juice, don't you feel kind of sexy even, right? Like happy and joyful. I love the healing journey when I took out I'm doing this because I want something at the end because they promised me at the end I was going to get the man or I was going to get the job or I was going to get something. I want my something. I wasn't getting it. Exactly. And then when I realized that the getting was now and the getting was good, everything changed. Everything changed. And I feel like that's why Ghana and Africa finally came. I feel like I might have even had some legitimate fear about the continent, that I was scared because I knew it was going to be powerful. And I knew, so I didn't think too much about it. I was like, oh, we're going to go to all these other places. We're going to look for Africa in the Dominican Republic. Like, this is ridiculous. We're going to look, what actually it really wasn't, but we're going to look for Africa all over. And Africa said, girl, come on over here and you're going to be good. And it's a taking you through it, but with laughter and joy and with results that are happening today, that you saw some small something that was different than before you took the class. So that's my school of thought.
I love that. Question: how will now moving to Ghana change the school of thought? Because now you're really moving into your power and you're opened up to so much more. How will that change the school of thought?
I'm plugged in, just like you said. It is like a power source, and I'm in every outlet, honey. Not just one. I light up every outlet, honey. I feel like I said before, I was healing, so to speak, or doing rituals to feel something. I'm not sure anymore what it was. And Africa and Ghana specifically, I'm living it. I am it. There's no more contemplating. There's no special prayer or meditation. There's no special ritual except the one to get up happy every day and to go to sleep happy every night. That's my ritual. And everything I do in between there is system and people coming. See, I know that this is what the ancestors meant, that they had us. But like I said, I thought they had my back. I didn't know they was in front. So that's the difference. The difference is I don't really have to worry the next step because they already made the next step. The next step is clear, it's open. But it's the deep part, sister, is I don't even think like I'm going to the next step. I'm not even conscious of movement anymore. I just know I woke up. I know a lot of good things happened between, and I know I went to sleep. I've never, ever, ever been in that place before. And then let's just talk about the tangible, the things that, not so up here, but just, I was telling somebody the joy of seeing myself every single day. The joy of seeing my Blackness every single day, I cannot explain that to you. I was telling them the most warmest, beautifulest feeling that I ever received is when I'm on the Tro. The Tro is the local bus. If you want to call it a bus, it's a little van, but hey, that's a bus. And and it ain't nothing but black, everybody black, and you're in the midst of that, and you are like everybody else. Feeling regular. Oh my gosh, to feel regular, to feel every day, to feel that is something that And I told them that I never felt so safe as I feel in Ghana. I feel like I could get lost, and I mean you can get lost in the middle of this market called Makola, and I know that I can stop any person. They would make sure I get home. They probably take me to their house first. They find somebody with a phone. They make sure the person pick you up. You probably gonna have some contumely, some fufu. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I feel safe. I feel safe at night. I feel safe in the afternoon. I feel so Ghana has taken care of what they, I guess people talk about the Maslow kind of theory, and it's this like these schools, and like you start with the base of like basic needs being met. So basic needs being met, I feel safe. We're talking about root chakra work here, right? I feel safe. The cost of living, I'll just give you an example. I paid $2,500 for the entire year to live in a wonderful neighborhood. So my bills are paid. That's what I'm creating.
Wow.
Because a lot of us are dealing with our basic needs not being met. If they're being met, we got to continue to make sure they're being met. That's a constant worry.
True.
We don't have freedom to be with ourselves and to think. We got to hustle, got to get the kids to school, got to do all these other stuff. So I have basic needs is met. So now I feel like I'm in the self-actualization stage of my life, because I'm not dealing with racism, white supremacy. Whether I knew I was dealing with it or not when I was in the States, I clearly know what it feels like not to, even though I might not always knew what it was feeling like when I was dealing with it. I'm not dealing with racism and white supremacy. I feel safe as a Black woman walking down the street. I'm in my 50s. That means everybody in their 40s, 30s, 20s, teens, and babies have to respect me, girl. You get your respect out here. Getting older ain't scary. It's actually a pleasure, a privilege. I feel so the freedom is so real, and it's so all you could do is, well, dang. I don't have the conversation about where are all the Black men. Well, I see that every single day. Why are the elders in the state not treated well? Well, we're treated great here. How can I afford to live? Well, you can do you understand that conversations, ideology, methodologies that became the fabric of my American Black woman life does not exist. So how could I not flourish? Now, there's downsides, of course, and we can talk about that as well, but they're so minimal to me. How could I not flourish? My basic needs are taken care of. I can fly now, and that's what I'm doing.
It sounds freeing. Yeah, and that is what, like, never been to the motherland. Like, just hearing you talk about it, it sounds very freeing. It sounds like something that all of us should be doing or aspiring to do, to go back home, because why would you not want to live that lifestyle? Like, why? There's no reason why you wouldn't want to. And as you said, there's a lot of things that you may not have realized when you were in the USA, but you've realized it now. You're home.
Right.
Like, I couldn't imagine being somewhere it was just, or everyone looks like me. Like, I can't even fathom that.
You're so right. It's a very, very visceral, ancestral feeling. Now, I was saying that I was in one of like so-called expat cities, which is in Accra, but it's called Osu. And I saw one white person. I didn't even recognize it. It didn't even look like I remember it looked like. I've never had an experience like that in my life where it was not normal. It was, my eyes didn't even adjust to that. This is something that I think did I used to be the minority and this was the majority? And so it's I don't see how I could return and be the same. I'm all forever, ever change from that experience. But let me add, because sometimes I know people watch YouTubes and they see expats or people that's coming returnees. If you care greatly about infrastructure and systems that you believe, and I do believe it's just a belief and I don't think it's true, that it's better and superior, you're going to have a hard time in Ghana and probably other countries. If you have an idea or a notion or an expectation of what Africans are, how they dress, what they do, how they should be, you are going to be, it's not going to be what you think. I could say it's going to be better. But if you can't see past your own vision and or version of it, you're going to come here and be mad at the Africans. You're going to talk bad. You're going to tell them they ain't nothing. You're going to think you better. Yeah, it happens. You're going to think you know more. You're going to try to school everybody, and you're going to miss out on the culture and the beauty and what is. And I think that's the hardest adjustment, is comparing the U.S. or the U.K. or wherever so-called country, developed country you're coming from. Don't do it, because you're gonna lose, and that's not what you want. I mean, you're gonna lose. Forget it, everybody else. You're gonna lose because you're gonna think that what's over here was better because they're systems, but it's the same system that you're running away from. You know, W.E.B. Du Bois talked about in his books The Soul of Black Folks, and he mentioned this term called the two-ness that Blacks have to experience, and he said the white side and their Black side. And that was written as a Black American in the States, of navigating that. But in actuality, I see it more, and it's funny that he's buried here, W.E.B. Du Bois died here, that I see it more here, that we can say we don't love that man, if you will. I'm using the word hate that I was not allowed to use as a child, but I hate that man, but I can't live without him. It was like the enslaved Africans in the States, and this is a book documented. My people don't want me to talk about slavery, a book you might want to get. It's an excellent book. It is a woman who documented enslaved Africans, some of them were 90, 100, that were remembered being freed, so-called, from slavery, emancipated. And the stories that was told was, some of them said, what are we supposed to do without the master? We don't know how to take care of ourselves, how to eat, where to go. So the dependence on the system could be our downfall, and not being able to understand that there is systems here, and they're really exactly what you want, exactly what you need, and exactly what you ask for, but it doesn't look like what you already experienced. And a lot of people will not stay. A lot of people have gone back. Borders are open now. So not only some people that thought they was trapped, I was never trapped. I was never, ever trapped. I just told the bill collectors that in the state when they called the credit card people, they was like, well, what's the problem? I'm trapped. I'm trapped in the I guess they locked the borders. I didn't, that was the story, but I never felt trapped. But in all love and compassion, the ones that left, the ones that were frustrated, the ones that we need help. And Africa, if they want the returnees to come, they do have to put systems in place. And I think it's beyond the systems of going to a government office and being waited on. And I think the system has to be a mental health system. I think that it is hard to be torn away for 400 years and plot back in and know how to function. And I think it's a responsibility of our African brothers and sisters, I'm talking about on a governmental level, to make sure that there are healing centers, that there are retreat centers that the government funds, so that when you get off that plane, you have somebody waiting for you to take you to these places that you can acclimate yourself, have them love on you until you can get out. And we need a little more. So everybody, if you come, you stay for a while, fine. If you come, you don't stay, fine. But if you go because these things that could have been helped through love, then we need to do something about that. We need to do something about that.
Yeah. How have you found Africa or Ghana has greeted you in? So how has it been transitioning into with the people now, with you being from
I've been blessed. I've been blessed, but we all are blessed. It's the journey before. And I say that it's the journey before. And what I mean by it's the road that I already took that got me here. So the travel agent, like I said, is Ghanaian. The sister I travel with, that's her 20-year friend. She's been, this is her 4th time coming, this is my 1st. When I got here, it was a long story between that. I was in the UK first. I had to stay for 4 days. I didn't have a visa, but it was okay. My travel agent, who I've never met, Kwesi Ofori, made sure that he was in Baltimore, traveled to Ghana to wait for me to make sure that I got through in that country. So he went to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel. So when I got in, I had his brother Kojo, who is my brother, Kojo's wife Faustina, sister Dinah, Joyce. I had their mother. They have never left me. When Quasi, who's a resident of Baltimore, Maryland, left in a few days, and I said, "Oh my God, you leaving us alone?" He said, "You will never be alone. You have my family." I have never been without people. They come to this day. They come over once a week. I've actually employed them to do amazing things that they wanted to do. We are close. They are my family as any other brother and sister. I have another friend that they gave, in a sense, gifted to me as well. You knew anything called Kwame. It's because of Kwame that I even get to sell and buy all this beautiful African stuff. When I say it was so laid out, when I knew that I had this family and I knew that's what was the answers of saying, why would you not stay? I gave you a family. They take good care of you. They are my translators. One of them is teaching me tree. So everything was that miraculous. And it's funny, I came with the sister, met her in North Carolina, only knew her for about 2 months. I think we both thought we were going to be the best friends in the world, the bestest friends. We wound up getting here. We don't even talk to each other anymore, but it was still her contact with that brother that got me here. They equally take her anywhere she needs to go, and they take me too. And we just go, it is the most, when I say the setup is real, it's real. So it's easy. But another thing too, now I had traveled before, and I'm very much into the culture and leaving I'm good. Like I want to know what you're doing. I want to do it how you do it. So I already have that mindset. So I don't have, at this point, I don't have any American friends in Ghana. I only hang out with the Ghanaians because that's who brought me in and that's who I know.
Yeah.
So it's been a dream, especially that the fact that they think I'm Ghanaian, they speak Tree or Ga or Fanti or so many different ethnic groups here to me all the time. So it's not so hard for them because we look, all of us, every last one of us look African. We are. So that part's not as hard. If you are open and they really want you to learn the language and you attempt some phrases and words, they're the most, it's not hard to me. I love it. There are frustrating parts because I'm a New Yorker and they do things a little slow and that we want to go. But at the same time, I'm in Accra and I think Accra can give New York a run for its money. So at the same time, Accra is like exactly meets my energy level. It's even higher. I have to move up to, Accra is woo woo, and I love the heck out of it. I always say most expats or returnees hate Accra. I love Accra. Hate it. They can't stand it. It's too much for them. It's not nature enough. That's true, but I love that energy. So it's familiar. Like somebody interviewed a person, how did it feel when you first went to Tanzania? She said it felt oddly familiar. It doesn't feel odd. So I was ready for let's get with the Ghanaians, let's see what they do. It wasn't hard at all. But I know how it could be hard for others, and I want to make sure that that's not. And I think we can put things in place so it won't be as hard. But I love it. I love it.
Definitely. I know you spoke a bit earlier about the difficulties that you've had since you've been there.
Yeah.
Or they might be minute. Talk to us about
Yeah. I think we should talk about it because like I said, I don't want to be one of those, and when I'm on YouTube, those YouTubers that, oh, it's so great. And then you walk off the airport and you be like, Lord have mercy. So let me just say, like, yeah. The things is like I just call them the holes in the ground, like the sewer system. It's not normal. Like if it's dark, like you could fall in, and it's not even gonna be cute because you could die. Like, cause I look at some of them, I'll be like, ooh, and my friend Kwame be like, oh, I said, at least you're gonna break a leg. He'd be like, no, you could die in that one. I mean, that's a shame we having this conversation. Which sewer uncovered is worse? So that infrastructure thing, like that's a big thing. And the fact that they don't have like a real trash system, it's just some guys that come around in a truck and you gotta catch them to get your garbage that you pay for. These are things that Americans might find hard. The fact that it's lights out. Now, a lot of folks from the Caribbean that lived in the Caribbean, or at least visit a lot, that's not so big for y'all. The lights out, which is the electricity goes off certain times of, I say the month. The water can go off as well. the fact that the water, when it goes off, that you have to store your water so that the
Yeah.
time it falls off, you can still have your water reserve, right? Or, but you might not get running water. And so I take baths with my nice little basin and the water. I love it because I heat up my water. See, I done been some places and seen some things. So there wasn't no shock to me. I was like, this is what we got to do. Because for me, it was like, if I got to do these little bit of things to live in what I'm feeling like is paradise, I don't really have no problem with it. But I could see, like, I don't think my sister would have been able to do this. My daughter already told me she can't do it. So, and I respect that too. But I think infrastructure wise, yes, I don't think a lot of people, internet, they say is spotty. I have great internet, surf line, not going to work. You say something like that and it go off and you look bad. But I have great internet and I love it. I'm in Accra, so that probably helps that I'm in a major city.
Yeah.
And I think you should live to where you know your lifestyle will need you to live. So little. What else? Some diasporans will say that the Ghanaians don't speak up about like those same issues. Like they should speak up and let people know and don't vote until they get these things. So, but I know when I think about, because I don't have really that much bad. Like the sewers, I live with it. Jump over that bad boy. Okay, be looking out. Or just, maneuver through. Like, I mean, I'm adaptable, and I realize how much I'm adaptable coming to Ghana. Lights out, it's going to happen, so prepare for it. Have your candles. You can, if you had your own place, you can get your own generator. People that build, that's what they do. That's what the hotels do. Because the lights go off for everybody in different areas, but you just have a generator. You can do solar power if you're going to build your own things. I mean, there's remedies to all. And I call it the bucket bath. It's quite refreshing to me. I feel like it get the job. I mean, I feel alive afterwards. I feel I'm still glowing. Like it's quite refreshing. And I'm sure new builds, you can build things so differently. So it's small. But I like interaction with the Ghanaians. I love even going to restaurants. I'm a vegan. I identified 9 vegan restaurants in Accra alone. Yes, 9, and they're good. Some have traditional, your fufu, your kenke, your banku. All of it is there, but it's vegan. So yeah, she's like, yes, because you know, sis. So I mean, I don't think I had 9 vegan restaurants in where I lived, and I was living in California where it's supposed to be the home. And there was not 9 vegan restaurants in the area.
Yeah.
The relationship with Ghanaians that were born in Ghana but moved out and came back, that's a great people to meet. If you are a diasporan, because they are Ghanaian, but they are diasporan too. And they can relate to you. They can teach you a lot. They can help you. I feel like your attitude is good and you want to learn the language. I feel like people will help you. It's energy. It's all energy. So that little bit of water, sewer thing, I think it's going to get better. Lights out. It is so small to me that I just only have to say it because what I've noticed is big for other people. But it's not a big deal to me. That's it. That's all. Like I said, I met a friend, and in 6 months, he's like, me and my wife, we out. The borders open up, and he was like, I'm gone. And I said he's from New York, so he got it. I said, well, I see you when y'all get back. He was like, oh, okay. You like, bye. I'll see y'all when y'all get back. Because oh, wow. Really? Wow. I admit all that is true what you said, but I ain't leaving. Yeah. And in 6 months, I've had a urinary tract infection, I had E. coli, and I had a tooth infection. I will share that. And people like, oh, I would have been on the first thing smoking. No, that's okay. I could have had that back in the States. And at least here, I could afford the doctor now to take care of it. It was working for me, okay? Now, the toilets, and so let me tell you why that might happen to you as a woman, since we are talking about womb man. The urinals, the public bathrooms, horrendous. Real bad. Okay. And that's where a lot of people get infections and bacteria, because the doctor, they was like, oh yeah, everybody get it. Oh Lord, this is not good, y'all. This shouldn't be normal, but they got enough herbs here. The herb game. Oh, the herbs are the most powerful herbs I've ever had in my entire life, and people go for the herbal remedies. Yes, and the purity of the food. you will lose all of your weight. Okay, even some you wanted to keep. You wanted to keep that booty. Yeah, I ain't got none. And I know I had a nice booty, but I ain't got none no more. And it ain't coming back. I can see it. I tried. I said, damn, but you know what? This is the price you have to pay. This is the price I had to pay. And I said, the land of the women with the most amazing, behind you've ever seen in your entire life. This is where people get operations from. This is some incredible. You ain't never seen nothing like this out here. I'm just telling y'all. And I lost all kinds of weight. So we are not, our food as organic as we think it is in the States, obviously it's not that organic. It's not that fresh. It's not that clean. This food is very, very fresh, very nutritious, and very clean. And so you get right. You just get right. And then your skin glows all the time because you literally are sweating, as y'all can see. This is normal. Everybody look like this. Well, the Ghanaians they more used to it, but all the diasporas, you can spot us. Yeah. Woo, girl, I didn't see you shining just like me. It's hot. So, and you do get used to the heat. Somebody asked me that. Do you get used to the heat? Yes, you do. You get used to it. And that's the beautiful other thing that somebody asked me, what is the average daily temperature? 85 degrees, y'all. Wow. 85 degrees. Ain't no coats. You don't have to deal with no boots. You ain't got to deal with no snow. You ain't got to do nothing. You just cute every day. Every day, girl. Just be cute. And yeah, it's so not too many downs. Not too many downs.
That's beautiful.
So I have a question.
Yes.
What made you start your journey, your business? What was like the breaking point of you going into business and you helping other people?
It was the ancestors, girl. Let me tell you, this is deep. So I was 2007 is when I got on YouTube, and I think somebody said it started in 2005. So this is no modern sensation, nothing. So I was in California, and that's why I became a vegan. Lived there for 20-some years, and I discovered raw foods, and I loved raw foods. And I think I was in my 3rd month in raw foods, and I happened to take this entrepreneur class that I didn't even know I was supposed to be in. Somebody put me in the class. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was miraculous. And he said, you should get on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever else. So I got on. And then I got this little external mic, and I started looking at YouTube videos of raw foodists. But I didn't see any black ones. I saw a few. It was like 3, and they were older. And I didn't see any black YouTubers doing raw food. So I said, well, maybe I should get on YouTube and just start talking about how great raw foods were. Yeah. And sister, people started watching, and they said, wow, your skin is glowing so much. What do you do? What products do you use? And I said, oh, well, I make my own products. I was vegan when there was no name for vegans. I've been a vegan for over 27 years. So and then they said, well, we would buy your products. Why don't you put it in a jar? That's how my business started. And it took me a whole year because I was so scared. Because I couldn't believe it could be this easy. You want to know about everything I do already? You want to know about my food? I was metaphysics. My mother was a metaphysician. So I didn't grow up with any other religion but metaphysics. So I could talk about these things all day long because it's what I love. And everybody kept asking me about it. So I met a man, a year of being on YouTube, who said, they're serious. They're not playing. I'll help you package it. I'll make up the labels for you. I'll even help you make it. And we started there. And I was doing beauty products, which I don't even do anymore. And then from there, they wanted to know about the metaphysics, all the things that go into metaphysics. And so a woman found me, was a coach, and said, I love you. I watch you. I got womb issues. I need help. Let's trade. She was a dynamic, amazing coach. And she said, you can have classes. This was only at Facebook. And you can have membership. And she set me up and made sure, and I gave her the classes, and we did a trade. There's no money exchanged. So that's even how the classes started. And any new classes, even to this day, 11 years later, that I add on, it's because somebody on the YouTube, my comment section, my tribe said, hey, why don't you do a intensive on that? And I'll be honest with you, I'll be like, it's up, y'all. I done put it up. Go get it. It'll be the next day, y'all. I'll be having that intensive. I'll be like, hey, I give the people what they want. That's how it came. But I was scared. So if you are nervous and you're wondering, I was scared. I don't think I could believe that they really just wanted me to teach about what I do that nobody else cared about. I was the weird girl. Now I didn't eat meat, and So it was something for me. But it all listening, slowly listening, not always listening right away, but listening helped me a lot. So that's a
Yeah.
great question. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love the story from the beginning when you came on. Your vibe is just so vibrant. Your spirit is high. Like when you
Mm,
talk about the ancestors and even to Ghana, I want to know like what does that feel like? I can just like being in another country and you can just
yes,
automatically feel that power just come over
yes,
you like that. It's just like a beautiful
yes,
thing. And we talk about you just took that leap. Steve
yes.
Harvey has a book, just jump, take the leap. You
That's
have to go for it. We can't keep living in fear. It
that's
only
right.
does that. And we have to
That's right.
keep moving forward. And just know when you start your program, your process, that people will
Yes,
come to you. It's like you got the exchange going on. And there's nothing wrong with the exchange. It's actually
that's right.
a good trade to do
Ashe,
exchanges. So I
Ashe.
want to say thank you for sharing your story. It was very
Um, Thank you for sharing your love too. I mean, I see you very successful. I believe that what you just said, you it's not just words. You are meaning it and you're living it. And you're about to live it even deeper and even more. Like
thank
I could totally see that. I could see your gentle spirit, your loving spirit. I know oftentimes that has been something that you might even try to keep things from people because of
you.
they take it for weakness sometimes, but that's strength right there. That's a whole lot of strength. You got to believe in that, and you got to have people around you that believe in it for you too when you can't. That remind you how great you are, how amazing you are. Because the road, I mean, I'm gonna say it's not easy because I don't think it has to be hard, but I think you have to know that all of it is for you. All of it is good. Don't give up. Don't stop. And when I say don't give up, I think that we don't necessarily know where the road's going to take us. Don't give up on going on the roads that you don't know where it's going to take you. That's what you don't give up on. Go on all them roads, figure, say, it's just life. I ain't doing nothing anyway. I might as well go live a little. Let me just go live
Yes.
and take it like that. And another thing, for me, I think if I have any success, it's my transparency. Like when I was in the DR, like I picked up a dusty. I'm just saying, like it was crazy, but I shared it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think people will try to make you feel like a healer is this, and she should always do everything right, and she's a leader. No, 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 don't do that because that's like a lie. First of all, you lying, and everybody know you lying. So I don't. You can't have nothing on me because I told you already. Okay, I done told the whole 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever amount of people watch me, you ain't got nothing on me because I will tell you every single thing and you will find your tribe based on your truth. You will find your tribe
Yes.
based on your truth. And there may be people that have 100,000 subscribers or more. I'm going to tell you this in life. So 50 clients or more, but they ain't making no money. They got people loving them, but they don't know how to transfer that into something else. And you have 20 clients that got your back and got 20 other clients because they're relating to your truth.
Yes.
So be truthful and whatever that looks like. And don't guilt yourself in thinking that you're not a healer or you're not supposed to be doing this because you had this. Honey, whatever messy day you had, put it on the video. Be like, let me tell y'all what happened today. That's what I do. And I think I went. And I think spirit
Mm-hmm.
really recognizes that as well. Spirit loves you for that because Spirit said, I never said this perfection thing. Y'all did. You are perfectly on your journey. Keep going. So you keep going. So yeah, how does it feel? It feels literally like what you see. It feels like somebody literally plugged me into a high powered voltage socket, and I am up and alive until I'm going to sleep. And even my sleep is pretty dang divine.
Yes.
I learned how to take care of myself even better. I learned how to look at issues. Let me tell you, like I went to the doctor recently and they said that my blood pressure was high. And I remember some years ago, this was probably when I was going through my divorce. That was the first time in my life. Never had my blood pressure was high. It was high. It's been 10 years later. I never dealt with it. I never dealt with it. I pretend it wasn't there. They using some white people machines. I'm African. They reading the numbers wrong. You know, whatever you got to do, I was doing it. You couldn't tell me nothing. Whatever. I'm healthy, right? It wasn't until I got to Ghana and I was able to afford proper care, and more importantly, that the doctor was black like me, used to my black body, and was talking to me as an African, as opposed to this European trying to deal with this African body, African mind, and not having time and have time for you. Like I was telling somebody, there's no appointments. You don't have appointments. I didn't notice. The Canadians told me, you just walk in. Hey, can I see the doctor? And you sit down and he spends this time like he don't have all these people waiting, and everybody it's the most, it's dope.
For
So
I hate going to the doctors here because I've got a 10-minute window to speak about
10-minute window. They be serious about that. Not here. So my trust, the blackness, it really helped me. Of course, now I drink my hibiscus teas. I got all these remedies because you go to the herbalist. They got an African herbalist, traditional herbalist society. And you can go to these different places and you sit down in front of the elders and you tell them exactly what it is that you're going through, and they send you next door to this other lady who has all these herbs. And the herbs are the most powerful herbs in the world. In 2 weeks, my blood pressure is normal. I'm back. I'm feeling it gives you what you need. So it's really magnetic to me in a lot of ways. And I say the journey has been very magnetic. And magnetic in that you always attract what you need, not always who you are, because we like to run with that who you are. So if you are lacking, then you're not actually allowing yourself to be okay with, I don't have this. You talked about collaborations, Queen. I don't have this. I need something. You will attract what you need. Forget to attract who you are, because we start making ourselves feel bad. And he jacked up. I must be jacked up too. Why you can't be great? And he jacked up, attracted to your greatness. Like, I don't do that anymore. You attract what you need, not who you are. And whatever you need, hey, you need it. And you will get the herbs, you will get the escorts, you will get the translators. Think about that in a different way. I attract what I need. That sounds so powerful. That sounds so much more positive. That's the way you want to go. So you got this. I see it already. It's all good. It's all good. Keep going. So tell us about, Kaya, what do you do again? I just want to know. I think we should know about Kaya because she's younger than me and that's my job. So Kaya, what do you do?
So I'm an numerical analyst. I study the science of astrology and numerology. I blend it together to give you a reading based off your birthday, your love, relationship, finance, whatever it may be. I do everything with numbers. I just love numbers.
Love numbers.
So
I say.
I
would like your information because I do classes, but I was the whole academy. I got other things to do now. So I need teachers, and I have now guest teachers. So get in touch with me. I would like to have you as a teacher on my academy.
Yes, thank you, Queen T.
You're very welcome. Anybody else need a job? Well, who else open? I see 3 more other people.
I'm gonna come.
Tell me what y'all do so we can start connecting so the sisters can see how real life works. So I'm gonna let the host let y'all do, because I love to know, because I really would like y'all to get in touch with me. I need powerful black women teachers on the academy, and I pay too. So it ain't free. You pay.
I would love to. I was supposed to come this year, but the global pandemic is going on, so I have to wait. But I have been to Trinidad, and it was beautiful to see, like you said, people that look like you and I, and their hospitality is just so generous. Like, there's not like that here in the USA. You don't get the same treatment here. My house is your house. My family is your family. My friends are your friends. And we're going to bottle up in this car and we're going to go together and get where we got to go. It was just so beautiful laid out, and the nature walks and just how people are. So I would love to keep, life is nothing but an adventure, a journey, and experience. We all have to share these experiences with one another. And thank you for sharing yours. Very profound.
I say. So it is. I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah. We have someone in the comments who says they would love to have Kaya teach a class.
Oh, really?
Oh, they would love to have, like, let me put my eyes on. I want to read this. Can I see it too?
I agree.
I'm writing a book right now.
Oh, that's you. Now, what did they, okay, so Jaisha, is that right?
Yeah,
Jaisha?
Yeah.
Jaisha, what did you say? You had somebody that said they would love to do what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah. So someone in the comments have said that they would love Kaya to do a class for them.
Yay! That's wonderful. Must be maybe one of my people. Kaya,
Yeah,
they like
definitely.
it's one
Yeah.
of my people.
Thank
So yeah, Kaya, really get in touch with me. We can start like next 2 weeks. So get ready. All
Sounds
Get
right.
ready, Kaya. This is what I love. This is the whole point of ISC, International Sister Circle. Do
Yes.
connections like this.
Mhm.
Your
That's
purpose,
right.
Kaya. You said you're a numbers woman. You tell people about their purpose and their life, and this is the whole bringing women together in order to be of service to
Well, you're doing great work.
for women
It's
out
your
there.
destiny. It's your mission. I mean, you holding this space lovely. You
Thank
holding the space lovely. You the perfect person for us five other four women. Like you are the balance. And so yeah, I respect you deeply. So continue.
thank you,
I just
Queen.
feel that we need to have um, helping. I mean, get into numbers. I've always been in numbers, but really diving into it and studying the meaning of numbers and everything, it really helped me understand myself, my
Hmm.
children, my family
Hmm.
members, and my relationship with other people. So
Yes.
my whole thing is I want people. I would love to see people in better relationships because
Go
we
ahead.
always
Yes.
don't be in conducive relations that works for us. Always have negative or opposite energy that's working against us. We have to learn how to work with the energy
Come
instead of
on.
against the energy and see where this person is positioned in your house. That way, if you
Right.
know that, you know how to treat this person and those kind of things. So, you know, the
That's
characteristics that
right.
play out with this energy that you are. Because we are all the energy beings.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right on. We all need it, honey. We all need it. Thank you, Midasi.
Thank you.
Nikima, did you have a question for Lisa?
Yeah, I'm ready for this powerful woman. Come on, I'm ready. 'Cause I know you got something.
Queen,
I want to make sure we
listen.
connect. Yes.
We have already connected. What do you
Yeah.
mean? Oh my goodness, just hearing your story. So I like to
Good.
write. So yeah, I've just wrote down quite a few different things. I was thinking about emancipation. It's like you're
Mm-hmm.
emancipating yourself, being in that, and it's like a paradigm shift,
So
or
true.
many different paradigm shifts, and it's just it took
Shay.
me into your world, and I want a little bit
Oh,
of a taste of
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't necessarily have any questions. I'm just overwhelmed with the beauty of what you're giving to us, the knowledge, the healing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah.
That's
Nothing
right.
is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence when you were talking.
That's
Everything in its place. Um, and I need to plug
oh.
into one
Well,
of
you
these
know what? You might be
courses.
teaching one.
I'm quite
Lakina, tell us what
excited.
you do more. Cause I didn't, introductions is introductions, but what is your love? What is your
Yeah, I hear you. Oh my goodness, my love is the black family first. The black child, the black man, the black woman, the
yes.
melanated family. I, by trade, work in mental health. It's cognitive behavioral therapy specifically, and it's a type of psychotherapy. So I teach people
There
to
you
be their
go.
own therapist,
Mhm.
in essence. I teach people to understand
Yes.
themselves, and in doing that, I've been doing it for a few years now, since 2013. I love it. In doing that, it
That's right.
helps me
That's
understand
right.
myself a lot. From a psychological
Yes.
perspective, albeit I was
That's
taught
okay. Right.
Eurocentrically, but I trained in an
Yes.
absolutely fantastic place, which
Go
was
ahead. That's
Pan-African, I
right.
would say. African
I share.
psychology was their thing. So I was able to plug into the African centered side of things as
That's
well as
right.
the Eurocentric side. And that came with its
Yes.
challenges, but it pushed me to be more
Go ahead.
melanated, pro
That's
melanated. Um, so yeah,
yeah.
I'm self-employed, um, and I do a lot of voluntary work, which is
Oh,
my passion. And I love what I do on a
nice.
day-to-day basis. So Yes, I
Well,
would
I
love
would
to
love
plug
to
in
have
with
you teach a
you.
course in that because we
Absolutely.
need that too. So get in touch with me. Yeah, we do it too.
I'm there
It's like
for
it's
it.
2 hour master.
Yes, please.
Oh
I would
yeah, you
volunteer and
doing
do
it. You're
it.
gonna do it. You're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid to do it because volunteer is nice. I'm glad you do that, but you need some money too now.
I,
So we gonna pay,
I
and
hear you.
let's talk about that. Get in
I
touch
hear
with me
you.
so we figure out what week. Okay, so I'm gonna give it to. I
I
appreciate you,
appreciate you,
Jaisha,
Queen.
because I know you're gonna talk to Renisha. So let me see what she's doing.
Renee.
Well, what I do is basically social services in Florida. So a lot of times what happens, people aren't aware of programs that are available to
Go ahead.
them. A lot of times people are suffering when they don't need to
That's
suffer because there are programs out there and it's like it's some big
Mm.
hidden secret.
go ahead.
So for some reason, I figured out a way how to tap into the system
Yeah.
and basically find out everything that's available.
Okay.
And I'm able to help direct families into like, where to go for help, who to get help from, and
Yeah.
just to be a listening ear. And I wear many hats at times because you know, I like caring for people. So the first thing that I've done, straight out of school was become a home health aide, then a CNA, then a
Okay.
medical assistant, and then I
Excellent.
went back for behavioral health. Um, and
Wow.
now, I started this organization which I'm trying to provide shelter basically for the family.
Yes.
So individually, mothers, fathers, children, as well as the elders. And, I've come up with this plan where everybody's going to help each other because at the
Yes.
end of the day that's what we need. And I
That's right.
feel like that's where the breaking point is because everybody's so individualized and want to do everything themselves,
Yeah.
not
Right.
realizing that we need this village, like we need
Yes.
each other. And as
That's
long
right.
as we keep fighting each other, we're not going to get anywhere.
Come
Plain and
on.
simple.
That's
and
right.
and I try to build that even amongst the girls that are with me. At first we started at 7, now we're at 10, and it keeps
Good.
growing every day. um
Yes.
and everybody's following. And I think for me, one of my questions would be, when do you know when you have someone in your circle? Now when I say someone in your circle is a particular person I'm working with,
Right.
and it's getting to a point where I feel like that person knows that I'm so carefree and happy, and I'm not really looking at money like, I have to have that money. And sometimes I let things slide. But now I'm starting to see a repeat over and over. Like if the person is they're like, oh, let me get all the work out of her. And I know I don't have to pay her. Then I can come back around and be like, oh,
Right.
here's a couple dollars. And
Come on.
that, I think for me, I'm trying to figure out how to be stern without being nasty, if that makes sense.
Right. That's a good that's a great question. And I think a lot of women, business women entrepreneurs have
Definitely.
that issue. But let's take it just from a little bit of a spiritual thing. So see, the question tells me already that you've already passed this person. You've already, it's like your
I'm over
higher
it.
self has moved, no, but your higher self has even moved on. Your higher self is in the other place, the place where you're supposed to be, and it's looking back, waiting for you to come. And this is your sign that it is already done. I think sometimes because you are dynamic, amazing, I would definitely like you to get in touch with me as well and tell me on what aspects in the social service. I like the idea that you find services for other people that don't. All my viewers and clients are still in the United States. I think that that's what I can do to help empower you that you deserve to get paid, first of all, for what you do. And you deserve to have an audience around you and people around you that's going to respect what you do. That's what I like about working with the people I work with. When they pay, I know they want it. And I know they're going to want it in the way that I'm going to give it. And that's the way I want to give it. And that's the same thing with you, which by staying is actually you're kind of stifling yourself because there's so much more of you, so much more of where you're going, what you're doing, so much more of your personality that you're not even really expressing because you got one. Your voice, your accent, all of it is very catchy, very, entrancing. Like I want to come in. So just say, I mean, I don't want to say goodbye. If it's hard to say goodbye, don't even think about it. Stay where you are if you have to for a minute, but move towards other things because it's the moving towards the other things that's going to take you out of that. It ain't going to be that you have to say goodbye. You got to be nasty. You got to be this. You won't have to say nothing. You busy. You got shit to do. You got other shit to do. You doing some other stuff. Like it's this. I'm telling you, because this is happening to me. It's like, wow, you mean I don't even have to deal with how do I, how can I, how will I? No, I'm gonna move over here while you're doing that. And you can say, I'm gonna accept this invitation by Lisa Marie to teach at her academy, and let's see what happens from there. Don't even worry about what, because that's taking up mental space. It's got you edgy. Now you're starting to think, oh, I know how it's gonna be, and it's gonna come around. That's the stress. You don't need that. You don't need it. You need to move towards the places and the people that want you, that respect you, and that will honor you. And so I would like you to get in touch with me as well, and we can see what we can do. I know we can do something. You got so much. I just want to see. I got aspects of how I want, but I don't tell my. Let me say something. I don't tell my teachers how to teach. I don't watch you. I'm there, but I'm not trying to direct you, watch you. Just like when I make a design and I sketch it, and somebody makes it for me, I understand it's a collaboration. So both spirits got to be in it. Like I let my artists, this is what I want, this how I want it, but do your thing. That's what I say. This is what I want, this how, but do your thing. So I'm doing the same thing with you. Do your thing. So I would love to have you. You should. I mean, it's a lot of weeks in a month, and a lot of months in a year. So I got a lot of spots. I'll do it. All right, now it's Taisha, because she bad too. Taisha, what's up with you? What you do? I know you told us, but now we know you. So now it's different. So now you got to tell us what you do again, as we now know you. We have come into your world, and tell us what you do.
So obviously I do the ISC International Sister Circle and facilitate that, and I do a lot behind the scenes to make these things happen, these conversations, our actual events, and just growing the company on a whole. On my day-to-day 9 to 5, I have my business in interior designing. So when you said
yes,
when you said you were a designer as well, I was like, oh, that's why I loved her area so much, because
you felt it.
I felt it.
Yes.
So I do.
So what would you like to teach a class on? Because I could see a lot. You want to get in touch with me? If you, I don't want to put you on the spot.
No,
but
I love working with other women. That is my thing.
Yeah, get in touch with you. Like what? Say it again.
I said I love working with other women, so I would love
Let's do something, because you said a lot. The interior design for sure, but you said some other thing. Tell me the first thing you said again, because that's what I tuned into, and that's what I want you to do.
International Sister Circle, I do everything, most things
I know what I was saying.
Yeah.
I want you, you know what you do, because I said it before, that holding space thing you got going.
Yeah.
Do you know how many coaches want to learn how to do that? Coaches, I didn't even say people, that would love to hold space the way you do.
Yeah.
I would love for you to show my people how to hold. There's people that are coaches that come to my classes as well, and they want to know how to hold space without being taken, without being thrown off.
Yeah.
I mean, without being, you are right there. You are solid. You are a tree, and you are planted. And we want to learn how
to is that I'm actually grasping this myself. And the reason why I do it so well is because Brother Terry, thank you, Brother Terry, in his wisdom, he is the one that pushed me into doing this. And he was like, yeah, you'll be great at it. And I was like, no, I can't. But I really feel like I found my footing when it comes to, as you said, hosting the space. I feel comfortable when I do it. I love speaking to people. I love empowering people. And it's nice that you've noticed that it's something that I'm good at. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, you just figure out how to teach it to other people, and you got a class, girl.
Definitely.
Thank you, lady. This has been amazing.
It has been. Do we have any questions in the comments? I know we've had some beautiful queens. They've been saying some great stuff. We've got Jacqueline, the visionary, who I think is one of your students, Lisa. She's been in the comments. So thank you, Queen, for that. Everyone's loving Nakima's mohawk. You go, girl.
Queen, thank you.
She did it.
She did. We've got melanated.
Just for the show. I did it for the show.
Thank you, Nakima. we've got Melanated Goddess, who is with us every single Sunday, every single show. We
Oh,
thank you, Queen, for joining us every single week. Um,
wow.
so if you do have any questions for Lisa and her move, or if there's anything you want to know, I just want to know something before you do go, Lisa, actually.
Sure, of
Talk to us a
course.
bit more about your metaphysics. You spoke about growing up in that and that being your energy. So for someone who doesn't know much about it, talk to us a little bit about that.
I'm sorry, but more about my what? Because I'm in our cry and we got
Exactly.
whole kinds of stuff going on, girl. Okay,
Met-
tell me what you said.
the metaphysics.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very, when I was a child and growing up as a black girl in Brooklyn, born and raised, it was having a mother who we didn't go to church. We wasn't against it. We didn't disrespect it. We just don't know about it. Like I don't know Bible passages or verses. I didn't know any of that. And growing up in Brooklyn with the black kids, even they didn't go to church, they knew about church. And you say no, we because I gotta laugh now. We'd be like, no, we thank the ancestors. Ooh, that was that. So not only were we not Christian or Muslim or anything, we were thanking the ancestors. Because on top of that, my mom was a priestess in the Santeria. So this is some whole nother level. And so, yeah, we wasn't the most popular kids on the block. I'm just gonna say that. And that was what that was actually not hard. That was kind of beautiful. And I'm gonna tell you why I say it was beautiful because it made me so unique and so different. I mean, I hung out in Greenwich Village with the artists and the musicians and Greenwich Village, man. I was in the 80s and the 90s. Like we were live. I had my purple hair living in the projects, y'all. I mean, it was rough. They dogged me, but I made it happen. I didn't care. I was myself. My mother was an artist. She was actually a designer herself.
Wow.
And she didn't see it through because she was the song Tupac, Dear Mama, poor single mother on welfare, tell me how you did it. Like my mama, so she wasn't able to see her designs as through as I am. And now my daughter has graduated from California, UC Davis, and she has a design degree. So you
Wow.
see how that all works out anyway. Um, Even though we were weird and different, I didn't feel like I was neglected or I didn't even feel bad. I used to think, I mean, I was the dark skinned woman that was strange. I used to think when people say, "Oh, ugly black" or this and that, my mother must have did a great job because I used to be like, "Who they talking about? They ain't talking about me." Like I couldn't even see it. I still don't. I don't. So I think the healthy self esteem that my mom put in us, it was amazing. All the artistic things we ever wanted to do. I had a mother who said when we didn't want to go to school, she was like, you do need a date off. Let's have a day together. We would just stay home together. Like she was cool and we did well in school because it wasn't, she just had our back. I had the mother that in kindergarten, first grade, when we had to pledge allegiance to the flag, which means we had to stand up every morning. I don't know if every country did it, but we did. You had to stand up. You had to put your hand over your heart. My mama said, "Don't y'all stand up for that." So we in the kindergarten, first grade, second grade, sitting down. Yeah, and the teacher had a problem. My mama came up. There was no more problems. Everything was good. So, I mean, I grew up in a very Afrocentric, amazing household. So the metaphysics, when I was 14, 15, 16, even 18 to 22, finding myself wasn't so into it. But see how life gets you. Although we did numerology. We would fast when we were 9 and 8, 10 years old. So we had all this very beautiful. We even explored. I mean, my mother was exploring Islam and Hare Krishna. Even I'm saying we was out there. Okay, we was out there, kids and family. But once I moved to California at 22 or 23 years old, it was the metaphysics returned because California was that way. It was spring sprouts and growing your own food and veganism before it had a name, and it was very metaphysics. I was able to be a metaphysics crowd. The people thought like my mother raised us. It was more people like me there, and I stayed there for 22 years. That's how I learned everything, the raw foods, the metaphysics, the meditation, the yoga. That was my school. And it was freeing and beautiful. I had natural childbirth. My baby was born on my living room floor. Like we was doing it. We was in a community where the sisters and their husbands was doing unassisted births, black folks. We was all vegans, and that was in the 90s. So I feel like my mother made the foundation that life was okay. And the ancestors that we kept saying when everybody said thank God, not that we didn't think there was a God, we just said thank the ancestors, that they were always there. I had already called them up. So it was a great life. When you ask me, Queen, now we were poor, we didn't always have enough to eat, but in the end, it was a great, amazing life. Oh, thank you for the comments. Amazing, amazing life. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else. It wasn't until I got older and somebody asked me, my grandmother had passed away some years ago, maybe 12, 13 years ago. And a sister in California, when I was living there, she said, well, what religion was your grandmother? Do you know I sat and what religion? Wait a second. She had no religion. I ain't never heard her talk about no religion. She ain't go to church. But it never occurred to me. And then she said, well, what about your mother? I said, oh no, it was metaphysics. So I realized I was like in Ghana, if you are a carver, you usually is a family of carvers or a family of drummers. I realized we were a family of alternative belief systems. And it was just passed down righteously. And so it made me who I am today. It took me to all the paths that I was in. It was so beautiful to be in California and now have my own child. And me and my mom talking about the other side and life after death. She was very heavily into reincarnation. My sister's actually a numerologist and astrologist. We all got aspects of the metaphysics that we do. I was always supported in my journey of being different. I was very, very blessed, and my whole family was at that. So my mama, she's passed now, but she died early at 57 years old with a lot of her dreams still inside. So it's our business to do right. It's our business to do right by her, our ancestors, and they was always with us. So all of them thank the ancestors. You know, we got laughed at. We was called all kinds of names. Look where I am now, listening to the ancestors in beautiful Accra, Ghana. So I'm giving thanks. It was beautiful. Thank you for asking that to let me remember that.
I just want to say, ask one more thing. Can we express the reason why we say our ancestors? I know people just throw the word out sometimes, but we really have to let them know that we feel their presence when we are on these journeys, and that we have to blurting out ancestors. We have to thank those who came before us, without them we would be here right now on this live chat right now. So can you just elaborate a little bit more on that, because you've had experience with your ancestors? Well, we all have, but
I would love to. You know what? Growing up, to me, and even to this day, ancestors felt magical. See, that's why I think it was such an attraction. They could do what no one else could. That they were sent, even that as powerful as God is, this is what the belief was, or God is, I've used those terms, that he sent these other folks that could lead me and guide me. And then they also felt real. So like I remember my mom, and we were young. I don't know everything about Santeria because we were scared and she knew we were. And we was listening to our friends that our mamas. But anyway, she brought in this Shango statue. And she was serious. She was like, oh, Shango got to have a cigar. And Shango liked to drink this. She had to make the food that Shango liked. And then we was like, woo, but now when I think about it, that's why it didn't make it scary. And I think why a lot of people don't really understand it, even people that say it, is because on some level it's fighting with their Christianity or their organized religion that says to even say your ancestors and not say God first is just wrong. And I think when my mother fed them and gave them that say, and what I liked about what she did was, in our society today, even in the holistic Black natural communities, everything is wrong. You can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't do this, you want to do that, that's why you die. I mean, the poor guy that died from the dang Wakanda, I can't remember the dang movie, but y'all knows what I'm talking about. What the people, the man, I couldn't even believe, well, he should have been a vegan. You know what now, wait, this is ridiculous. So when my mama was giving Shango his cigar, she told me when I did my altar, she said, okay, when I went to California, she was like, okay, you got to get your altar together, but don't be giving him no tofu. Like that, I was like, don't give him no tofu. Don't give them no stuff they wouldn't be eating in real life. And that is my thing of the ancestors. That's how real they are. They don't take on my new ideology because I only do. She said, "Don't give them no tofu. Don't give them no. Give them some chicken wings. Give them some stuff they could use." And that's what made them real. That's why I believe in them, because they as real as you and I and all of us sitting here.
Yeah.
She made that for us with the cigar and was very serious. The drink he had that. I was like, and my mom's like, Shango, we was at that point, we didn't even have a lot of food. So I was thinking Shango is doing better than we doing. I was feeling it. So it's real because that's what we are. You're essentially, we're not taught, they believe dead and gone. That's not an African concept or African way of being. I was telling people that I face death every day in Ghana, and not the way you think. It is because funerals are the biggest thing that they could ever do here, and there's one every single day. And every time your relative dies, you get this big poster of your relative, a beautiful picture. You talk about the age they are, how they died, when they died, and you celebrate there, and you party at the funerals. So we got a lot to relearn about death and ancestors and the whole bit. So I've taught classes on it, and I'm gonna teach another one because it's different now that I'm in Africa. It's a whole different perspective.
Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that information. And thank you for bringing that realism involved.
Yeah,
that raw
for sure.
information.
That's right. I said.
Thank you so much to you all.
Okay.
Thank you to all of you beautiful queens for coming on. Thank you, Lisa, for your experiences, for your journey, for your story. And we really appreciate everything that you've spoken with us today. And I really do hope that the women or whoever's been watching, the viewers that have been watching today, that you feel inspired, if not even to visit the motherland and have your own personal experience.
That's right.
And to be able to feel what Lisa has felt, definitely do that. Again, if you want to know more about what Lisa does, let them know, Lisa, where they can find you.
Sure. So it's real easy. So my YouTube is Blackberry, and that's Berry. That comes from the black of the berry, the sweet of the juice. African American proverb, yes. So Blackberry Beauty Academy, Blackberry Beauty Academy YouTube website, Blackberry Beauty Academy website. So we find all the classes and the YouTube. And I have another YouTube called Afrocentric Home Decor. It's the only one called that on YouTube, so it's easy to find. And so those are the ways you can get in touch with me. And my email, just a little slight change in that, is blackberrybeauty@gmail.com. blackberrybeauty@gmail.com. And ladies, Renisha, Nakima, Kaya, Jaisha, all of y'all use that information and get in touch with me so we can bring your wonderful classes to the ladies. We can continue to grow this community. So thank you, y'all. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry.
Thank you.
There's this vegan restaurant.
Thank you, Queen.
Honored. Thank you, Queen.
Thank
I
you.
see y'all. Love you.
Thank
And thank
you.
you, Terry, as well, because he made it all happen. So
Yeah.
thank you, Black Eyed TV. The
Yes,
Blackberry
Terry.
Beauty Academy. Black Eyed TV. No, that's it, but that's different. So let's bring that back. It's theblackberrybeauty@gmail.com. That's what that is. That's the email. Blackberrybeauty@gmail.com. And then YouTube and website is blackberrybeautyacademy.com. Okay, so get in touch with me, ladies. Love you all. I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. Like this video, subscribe to the Black Eyed TV7 channel. As I said earlier, if you want to know more about what ISC do, go to our website, internationalsistercircle.com, or check us out on Instagram, which is International Sister Circle. And we will see you next week, Sunday, 3 p.m. same time. We hope you have an amazing week. Thank you all, sisters. Thank you.
Love you, ladies. Peace and
Bye.
blessings. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Queen.
Damn, Jacob, this